versus the book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. Took a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the book.
And now you have to qualify in these majors. You got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now. And you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome in a very happy Friday to you. It is now July the 5th here, and we've got Game Time Decisions on the SportsGrid Network as we get ready for an extended holiday weekend. Certainly hope your 4th of July was a safe and happy one. We've got plenty of Major League Baseball on tap here tonight. Mix in a little tennis, some WNBA. We've got a little golf going on right now at the John Deere Classic. We'll get you caught up with everything that's going there. And, of course, when you know it, another absolute record-setting round this year. Somebody else shot in the 50s yesterday. We'll have a lot more on that. Has the PGA Tour just completely lost its mind, thinking that, much like Major League Baseball did, where, hey, if we can get more runs scored, more people will be interested in the game. Well, the lower guys shoot, the worse the PGA Tour seems to be getting, and that is just not a good thing. We're going to talk to our good friend Brady Cannon about that coming up here in just about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to dive into a whole lot of Major League Baseball here today. We already had one game finished, and would you believe it or not, a game in which there were 12-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight away out at Wrigley Field. We had a 10 and a half at close for a total, with the Angels coming to Wrigley Field for a little interleague action, and wouldn't you know it, all that wind and all that that hopeful total and over tickets. And what we get? We got 1 run from the Angels. Why is that? Well, because Justin Steele goes out and throws a 2-hit complete game today, which I don't think anybody saw coming. Exactly what the Cubs needed here from their front end of their rotation. And they have just battled this year. Imanaga seems to have run out of gas. Steele has had some moments, but if anything else, the lack of consistency with this Cubs team has been concerning. But they did score 5 runs to support Steele, and first complete game. Kind of shocking. 9 innings and handles business there against the Angels. So 5-1, the Cubs won earlier today. But you know what today is, for those of you that have been paying attention. It's Paul Skeens Day, isn't it? And yes, he'll be getting ready to take the mound coming up here in just about 30 minutes or so. That's right. Forget about who they're playing. It's all about Paul Skeens. The Mets, though, might have something to say about this being dedicated to his day, as Severino taking a mound for the Mets. And the Mets quietly, if you have not noticed, are absolutely rolling and continue to crush the baseball here. And that lineup is going to be in for it. We're really going to see power versus power, right? We've got a Pirates pitcher here that has been known to overpower just about anybody he has faced, going up against the team in the Mets, who seem to have just been absolutely demolishing everybody that they have faced. The Mets went 16-4 from pretty much the beginning of June through the end. However, the Mets have lost 4 of their last 6, including an unbelievable 1-0 game yesterday against the Nats. So not great stuff there for the Mets, but they'll look to get back on track. And we also learned earlier today that the rumor is the New York Mets planning on buying at the trade deadline. That's coming up July 30th will be the trade deadline, and none of us were really sure what the Mets were going to plan on doing. If you would have asked us in May what we thought the Mets would be at the trade deadline, I think everyone's answer would have been sellers. Just about everyone, including Pete Alonso, including Lindor. They would have been trying to unload everyone, but it was that 16-4 record there from June 3rd through the 28th that has really put the Mets right in the middle of the National League wild card race. And boy, oh boy, wouldn't that be fun if the Mets, because they obviously have some money with their owner Cohen and might very well be willing to spend some money here. And if the Mets, hey, listen, at 42-43, they're just about 500. They're taking on a Pittsburgh Pirates team tonight with now what means could very well be Rookie of the Year consideration for Paul Skeens. His counterpart, Jones, just got put on the IL earlier today, which means he's probably going to miss a few starts. It remains to be seen if they will let Paul Skeens maintain this schedule throughout the rest of the season. How many starts will he actually get? He didn't start the year on the roster. But it remains to be seen whether or not they plan on shutting him down once the game's not to begin, mean very much, which could be as early as the middle to late August. But I would imagine if he's going to be pitching every, fourth or fifth day here for the Pittsburgh Pirates, with this kind of success, you might as well just get him ready to be Rookie of the Year here in National League, because he has been phenomenal. Looking forward to seeing the Pirates cannot hit the ball with any consistency, and Severino has been actually pretty good throughout the year here, and a lot of that has to do with because he stopped giving up home runs to every third batter that faced him like he did with the Yankees last year. So that is a game, the first one coming up in the bunch, that we are certainly going to be looking forward to. And the rivalry to end all rivalries, the Yankees at home taking on the Boston Red Sox. Now, this team, or these two teams rather, had faced each other once already this year, which is kind of crazy when you think about it here. But they are going to face each other for just the second series of the season. And I believe the Boston took 2 of 3 at Fenway Park. That was right around the middle of June. And this is going to be the first of 10 games between these two teams here in the second half of the season. So expect some fireworks here tonight with Tanner Houck, who has not been great the last 3 times out. Started the year off very well, has not been very good here the last 3 times, giving, unfortunately, a whole lot of hard contact and barrels lately, which has caused him to give up a whole lot of runs and has not helped the Boston Red Sox. And on the other side, Nestor Cortes has dominated at home in the past, but we all know the Yankees' issues of actually scoring any runs. Not to mention, Nestor Cortes he's already given up, 6 runs, 12 hits in his last 11 and a third innings of work. And the Red Sox are very good. In fact, elite against lefties, and they've been that way for a better part of the last 60 days. So even though, Cortes is at home, that don't mean nothing here. The Red Sox, especially Rafael Devers, have crushed him in the past, and we're going to see what this can be. This total felt a little low to me here, so it'll be interesting to see what we get out of these two pitchers. We'll have more on this rivalry game coming up, not to mention a couple of late games that I find fascinating, including the surging San Diego Padres taking on the surging Arizona Diamondbacks here. Both of these teams seem to have righted the ship here a little bit, and they're about to begin a big weekend series here. I like a lot about this game. We'll talk about that coming up. But next, our good friend Brady Cannon's going to stop by. Has the PGA Tour lost its minds? We'll ask Brady that when we get back as Game Time Decisions continues on this Friday here on The Grid.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in on this Friday. It is Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. I'm Joe Raineri. Appreciate you stopping by as we're getting ready for an extended holiday weekend here. Plenty of Major League Baseball, mix in a little Wimbledon, WNBA, and of course the countdown has begun. College football, a little over a month away. We've got training camps in the NFL also about a month away here, but we got a lot of PGA Tour golf coming up, including One more major and we got the Olympics. We got a few things going on here, and we welcome in our good friend Brady Cannon, who's been dishing out winners the entire season long here on the PGA Tour. And Brady, serious question before we get into the John Deere here. I'm starting to feel like, remember when Major League Baseball made that decision where, listen, we got to allegedly do something to these balls. Like, we need more home runs. We need something here, right? We took away steroids, so now we got to do something to provide more home runs and more excitement for the game. Brady, something named a Springer just shot 59 again yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, nothing is in a vacuum here, but this is now the second 50 score that we have seen in tournaments here in the last couple of weeks, and call me crazy. I don't think that's great for golf, is it? I mean, I don't know if it's scheduling or is this it doesn't feel like we've had this every year, but it just feels like, my goodness, if we got guys out of nowhere shooting 59 who still aren't winning the tournaments, what's going on here?
Boy, I tell you, I mean, that's a good question, Joe. And it feels like we probably have at least 159 per season. There's always somebody at one of these birdie fests, and this is our third birdie fest in a row. It started with a signature event at TPC River Highlands, and of course, Cameron Young shot 59 there. We had a birdie fest last week that was really only stopped by the wind that kicked up on Sunday. That thing probably would have been 20-something under par if it wasn't for the change in the weather. And here we are again. Hayden Springer kicks it off on Thursday with some fireworks on 4th of July, right? And goes to 59. I think a couple things. The players are getting better. Hayden Springer, of all people, this guy is ranked 236th in the world. Okay. He is hardly on the map. And he just goes out and shoots 59. So, the Korn Ferry Tour guys are getting better. And it all started with Tiger. These guys that are doing well now, they all grew up wanting to be like Tiger Woods. And they picked up the game. And I think you just have, that many more people that are interested in becoming good at golf because of Tiger. It's all, you go back 20 years. I think it's all a part of the Tiger phenomenon. Now, it came out not long ago that the USGA wants to dial back the golf ball and not be able to hit it as far and all that good stuff. And I guess that's okay. The one thing I think that's good about that is it preserves some of the historic courses like Marion and Pebble Beach, that if these guys start hitting it too far, those golf courses are just not even going to be relevant anymore. So I like it for that reason. But I think, as far as the 59s, and I don't know how you can I think you can make these golf courses tougher. You want to grow the rough. You want to create more dog legs. I think there's things you can do. Look at Riviera where they play the Genesis Invitational, the 10th hole. It's a short par four. It's like 340 yards or something like that. It's one of the hardest par fours in the world. And it's a dry, it's all about design, I think. So I think these guys, these designers and these golf course operators have to get creative because the guys are getting better. If we dial back the golf ball, that's okay. And Joe, too, we're expecting rain on Sunday morning here in the Silvis, Illinois area. They're gonna fire darts. If that golf course gets wet and soft, they're gonna tear it apart on Sunday morning. So sometimes some things you just can't control. But Hayden Springer with a 59 out of nowhere. To just turn this tournament on its ear. But, I mentioned 200.
But did he, Brady? Because he shot a 59, and he's tied for the lead here today. It's only the 14th time in the history of the PGA Tour that you cracked 60, and it's happened twice in the last 3 weeks. Call me crazy. Like, you got to either schedule these kinds of birdie fests differently, or there's no reason even a birdie fest you can't make, like you said. The golf course is a little more difficult. This guy shoots a record, something that's only been done 13 times prior, and he didn't even have a great lead going into today's round. It's kind of crazy. Doesn't make any sense.
A great point. Yeah, there's guys out there that shot 63 today. There was a guy that shot a 60 yesterday. No, it's pretty nuts. I tell you what, though, I don't mind it. some people, I want to see carnage and I want to see 4 over par, and I don't mind a birdie fest every now and then. It's like a track meet, and I'm okay with it. And if this ends up being 25 under par for a winning score or something like that, sometimes it can be easier for us as bettors, Joe, because it kind of trims the leaderboard down here. I mean, if you're further than 4 or 5 shots back, forget about it. You ain't catching these guys because they're not going to make bogeys. They're not coming back. They're not going to give you a chance. Where you play a U.S. Open or something, and a guy might make a triple bogey or whatever, or he shoots a 76 or an 80 even or something like that. It's not going to happen here. So for betting purposes, it makes our job a little bit easier because you pretty much you pick from the front runners, and it's probably going to be one of those guys.
Yeah, and by the way, a player shot, like we said, 59 or better on 13 occasions on the PGA Tour, but 11 of the now 14 here, Brady, have come since 2010, a la, Tiger and company, and guys that usually hit them in the first round on a Thursday. I believe only 2 of those players have gone on to win a tournament. Justin Thomas did it in 2017 at the Sony Open, and Brandt Snedeker did him at the Wyndham Championship in 2018. It just feels like something that should be celebrated on the professional tour has become so watered down now, where it's like, all right, he shot 59. Like, what? 59? Do you have any idea how ridiculous this is on the PGA Tour?
It's completely ridiculous.
We'll talk who's going to win this and what bets to look for here. We'll do that next here on Game Time Decisions.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. Brady Cannon stepping in again. We are talking the John Deere Classic right now. Hayden Springer, who gets, shoots a 59 yesterday, has now retaken a one-stroke lead here with, shocker, another birdie here on his round today. Part of the one of the late groups here, Brady, but 15 under right now, CT Ban. And again, you shoot 59. He's having a decent day here today, but He's not running away from anybody here. So I don't know. I don't know what his current number is. I would imagine it's not what a Scotty Scheffler would be if he was at the top of the leaderboard on a Friday. But should we be looking at Hayden Springer in the towards the weekend, or what are we looking at in this tournament, you think, by Sunday?
Well, Springer, I'm showing it 7-1 right now. And, I haven't really thought about this too hard if that's a good number or not. It's probably a pretty decent number because he's not a big name, and not that there are a lot of big names in this field. But again, it is a birdie fest, obviously, and the guys out in front have a big advantage because it's not likely that they're going to come back. But if you look at Springer, I mentioned he's ranked 236th in the world, okay? He finished 10th last week at the Rocket Mortgage. Prior to that, he played 8 weeks in a row and missed the cut 7 times. Okay, 7 cuts missed in an 8-week span. He's played in 14 events this year, and he's missed the cut 8 times. This guy's not a very good player. And so I don't see him winning. I don't care how good the number is. I don't see Hayden Springer winning. I'm a little surprised that he's even 3 under par today off of a career 59. That'll shake anybody up. I don't care who you are. You shoot 59 to start a tournament. It's almost impossible to not regress a little bit the next day. And I guess he has a little bit. He's only 3 under today. I thought the wind was supposed to kick up. It was supposed to be between 10 to 15, 20, 25 miles an hour today, but it doesn't matter. We're still seeing 63s and 62s out there and stuff. But I tell you, Joe, I don't really have a lot of faith in any of these guys at the top of the board. You look at CT Pan, he's putting really well. And what does he rank on tour as far as strokes gained putting? 113th. So I don't know if that flat stick is going to stay hot for CT Pan. And Aaron Rai, it's the same thing. Aaron Rai is one of the best ball strikers in the world. And we've seen that a number of times this year. He's a good player, but he's a lousy putter too. Going into last week before he finished, I think it was runner-up or 3rd place, he was 118th on tour in strokes gained putting. Now he's moved all the way up to 107th after a pretty solid week last week. But, is he going to carry a hot putter now for 2 straight weeks? And his putter, kind of as expected, did indeed fall apart last Sunday. And it's probably why he didn't win the Rocket Mortgage. So I don't really have a lot of faith in any of these guys at the top of the board because I think they're in unfamiliar territory and they're doing it with skill sets they're not used to using, to the positive.
So how far do we go down the board? Assuming, and Hayden Springer is what, on the 12th hole? So let's say he gets to 17 under today. He'll remain, about 3 strokes ahead tomorrow, assuming all goes well. And there's no reason to think it won't. But I don't think there's a lot of bogeys left out there. What wins this then if he can get this thing to 17 under after Friday?
First of all, I would say he gets to 16 at best, and it might be 15, okay? But let's say 16 at best, and I'll go down as deep as 11 under par. I think 5 shots back, and you've still got a shot. If you're 6 shots back, you're at 10 under. There's a lot of people at 10. You're going to have to come up with something really crazy. Now, you could come up with something really crazy because the weather is supposed to be totally benign on Saturday. And like we talked about, if you get that rain in the morning on Sunday, they're going to go nuts again. So, Adam Svensson is really playing well. Sungjae Im is really playing well. The amateur, Clanton, is really playing well. Denny McCarthy, Aaron Rai, Springer, these guys are kind of doing it all with the putter right now. And I hate to bet on a putter staying hot for all 4 days. I want to look at these guys like Svensson and Im and Clanton that are striking the ball really well, but the putter is off because if their putter all of a sudden gets hot for a day or two, forget about it. They're going to go really low.
Yeah, well, we talked Denny McCarthy on Wednesday, and like we said, maybe one of the easiest top 10 bets you'll ever make.
Yeah.
Because that putter is always hot with him. He's one of the best putters on tour, and it ain't changing at this place. That's for sure. Brady Cannon, enjoy the weekend. Cash a few tickets here, my man. Game Time Decisions will return after this.
gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
It was nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in on this Friday. It is Game Time Decisions here on the Sports Grid Network. I'm Joe Raineri. Appreciate you stopping by as we're getting ready for a loaded slate of Major League Baseball here tonight. One game in the books earlier today. A unusual weather day with wind blowing out. Afternoon game at Wrigley. And, of course, that means an under now, especially this year as the Cubs and Steele throws a complete game, one-run winning effort there, 5-1. The Cubs handle business over the Angels. We are getting ready for Paul Skeens Day, and that is getting ready first pitch against the New York Mets and the Pirates coming up here in just a minute. I am sure our next guest, George Kurtz, is going to look at a favorite or two here on this card tonight. But let's start with Paul Skeens and this day. And it's interesting, Kurtz, I haven't looked at what the number is, but I would imagine, as we just learned earlier today, I believe that Jones is now going on the IL for the Pirates. Jared Jones, another rookie phenom that they have had here. Many people thought Jones and Skeens, rookie of the year, but now a lot of people are saying, well, if Skeens just continues to pitch every 5th game, they could, it's his now, and there's no timetable on when Jared Jones is going to come back, but he too was phenomenal this year. So what's the deal with Skeens long term here? Is he rookie of the year? Should we wrap it up right now?
I don't think you can wrap it up right now, all right? I mean, you can make a really strong argument that he's the best pitcher in baseball right now, which is just absolutely nuts. But the problem is going to be, will they shut him down eventually here?
Right.
Will he pitch in September? That might depend on is Pittsburgh still in the race? Are they still, pushing for a wild card spot? And also the Pittsburgh organization, how cautious, careful, crazy do they want to be about him? So we just don't know right now. So Jones, he's got a grade 2 lat strain, all right? So it's July 5th. I have a hard time seeing him before mid-August, maybe even September.
Right.
Before we see Jones again. They probably will want him to pitch again because you still want to build up some innings. So next year he won't be on an innings limit here. So I think we will see Jones again, but it's going to be a while. Maybe not till midsummer, maybe not even till late summer before we see Jones again. Skeens, however, pitching against the Mets tonight. The Mets had problems with Jake Irvin yesterday, right? Jake Irvin's a good pitcher, no doubt. But wait till the Mets get a load of Skeens, where his average fastball is 99.2 miles an hour. Good luck, Mets. Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm on this will not be my dog. I'm on the Pirates tonight. Shocking, I know to you. I love Severino. I think Severino's going to pitch well, too. Give me the under also.
I know his strikeout prop, it's 7.5 now, Skeens. It was 6.5, right? 5.5, 6.5 when he first made the call up, and it just feels like it won't be long before these things get bet up to 8.5, and that's where he's at. But can I tell you something? Even at 7.5, I could not sweat out an under in a strikeout prop here. It feels like if he's going to go 6-7 innings, he's going to get 8 strikeouts, is he not?
I agree. All right. Listen, I don't think you can take an under. You want to either you're an over or you're going to leave it alone here. I took the over, sprinkle on the over. Not a big play here, but it's not like we're dealing with a great Mets lineup here. Where, oh my God, the Mets can really hit. They really put the ball in play here. Not so much. I'm checking the lineup now. I want to see if a couple of guys who were out yesterday. JD Martinez is in the lineup, but we know Marte's on the IL. Bader's in the lineup as well. So yesterday they were missing 3 regulars. Today they're just down to Marte, who's on the IL, as Bader and Martinez return here. So it is a better lineup. I'm not so sure it matters. Once again, he's throwing the ball 99.2. Give me the over on that as well.
We got coming up just after that game here in about 10 minutes is the Cardinals, who are trying to get back into the discussion there with the Brewers in the National League Central. They're going to take on a Nats team. And listen, they've got their guy Sonny Gray out there, the Cards do tonight. It is Fade Patrick Corbin Day. It feels like that's every day. Or is it here, Kurtz? I've heard a lot of different opinions on this. Corbin feels like the X factor. What are we going to get? Because I've seen this Cardinals lineup against guys like Corbin score 1 run, and you're scratching your head and going, what's the problem with the Cardinals here? Do you have enough faith in them to be able to win this game outright, maybe by more than a run?
What you're hinting is where I would go here. I'm not laying the minus 164. That's a little bit over my where I feel comfortable with anyway. I'm about a 155, 160 guy, and then I don't want to go any higher than that. So I would lay the 1.5. All right. Listen, I think Corbin's terrible. That being said, he has pitched better of late, for whatever that's worth. I mean, his last outing was so-so, 4 runs and 6 innings against Tampa. But before that, he had thrown 3 good starts against San Diego, Arizona, and Detroit, where he only had 5 earned runs. The start before that was 6 earned runs. So it's a mixed bag. You just don't know what you're going to get with him. Start in, start out here. But still, Sonny Gray is where I feel more comfortable with. He is a good starter. He may not be the aces of aces, but he's a good starter here. Give me Sonny Gray. I'll take the run line. I'll lay the 1.5.
Yankees starting to, shall we say, sweat here a little bit, because maybe this team, after all, Kurt, just isn't that good. They have no speed. They hit into a million double plays. It is very head-scratching outside of Soto and Judge. What are you going to get here? But they are taking on a Red Sox team. They are at Yankee Stadium. Houck has gotten lit up over the last 3 starts. He's not been good. And the only side the Yankees can hit are righties. He's not a lefty. So that's got to give you some hope for if you're a Yankees fan. So what do we do with this game with Nasty Nestor on for the Yanks?
Oh, you're absolutely right. The Yankees just don't hit lefties for whatever reason. They just don't hit lefties here. But what we're looking at here is, Boston. The Yankees played Boston about 2 weekends ago, right? And Boston ran wild on the Yankees. They literally set records. I think they had 9 stolen bases one game. It was absolutely crazy here. Now, Austin Wells is starting today. Most of those bases came against Trevino. Not that they were all Trevino's fault here,
right?
Trevino can't reach second base. That's not me being sarcastic. That's not a joke. He cannot reach second base unless he loops it. He can't reach on a line. He has no arm strength. Wells has more arm strength, not as good as catcher as Trevino. So it's a dual. Their Yankees are in trouble. That's the bottom line. If Nestor Cortez is putting base runners on, they're going to run. The good news for the Yankees, Nestor Cortez does pitch better at home than he does on the road, and he's a left-hander. Theoretically, left-handers can control the base running game a little bit here. But the problem is, Yankees aren't hitting anybody. Righty, lefty, ambidextrous, it just doesn't matter right now. I don't see how, Joe, you can bet on the Yankees. I just don't. They've lost 13 of 17. Most of those games have been ugly. Right? Boston beat them 2 out of 3 in Fenway a couple of weekends ago. Houck, I don't believe, pitched in that series. If he did, he may have lost the first game. But either way, 13 of 17 they've lost. They're not playing well. You're going to give me plus 122 at Boston? I'm going to take it. Give me the Sox.
Yeah, I like the over in this one. I think both of these guys have got issues on the mound here, and the way the Red Sox have been hitting lefties, don't kid yourself. I don't care that it's Nasty Nestor at home. When it comes to the Yankees, and it comes to the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium with the wind blowing out to left field. And by the way, what happened to the bullpen of the Yankees? Exactly what? And Boston had to use every high-end leverage guy that got in the bullpen in the extra inning game yesterday. So it just feels like we're going to get a ton of runs. How much faith do you have in this bullpen of the Yankees now?
The Yankee bullpen was used a lot in the early going. Remember when we were talking about how the Yankee starters couldn't go more than 5 innings and it was going to catch up to the Yankees? I didn't think it would be June, July. I thought maybe they get to August here. Injuries have also played a toll here. They do have some reinforcements coming. Efros should be back, Brew Baker. I mean, how good these guys are going to be remains to be seen, but they do have reinforcements coming, probably around the All-Star break here. Losing Loaiziga really hurt the Yankee bullpen as well. So the Yankees have issues all over the place. The starters are not pitching well. We know that they've all been destroyed. Stroman got wrecked yesterday. Rodon got wrecked. Cole has one good start. We'll see what he can become here. Cortez has been average at best here. Like I said, it's hard to trust. I can't give you a reason to bet the Yankees other than it's Boston, a rivalry game, and maybe they'll show up tonight. They just have not played well now for about a 2.5, 3 week stretch.
No, it's been terrible, and it wouldn't shock me if we get an over in the first 5 too with these two pitchers here. It has not been a good run. We have plenty of great late games on the slate tonight. We'll talk about a few of those when Game Time Decisions continues on the grid.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. George Kurtz back again with us here as we keep talking about some of these intriguing games this week and opening series for some of these teams here tonight. And I got a couple of games here, George, late night that I thought were very, very interesting. Talk to me here about your Baltimore Orioles. What do you think we're going to get from them as they too continue to go on the road here, taking on the Athletics? People were running to the window to lay the 1.5, but it's tough with this Athletics team, man. What are we going to get here tonight? Are you laying the 1.5?
Yeah, I'm laying the 1.5. They lost yesterday. Game they were winning early, then lost. I don't love it, mind you, because I don't trust the starting pitching for them either. And Oakland's not a terrible team. They have some good batters there, right? Rooker's hitting, Langeliers, Gilliff. So I don't. This won't be a an 8-1 game. I think they'll put. I think Oakland will put some runs on the board as well here, which sort of lets you know where I'm going here. You might want to hit the over in this game, because I think Baltimore's going to score as well. It might be a little ornery after losing yesterday. So yes, no, I'm not talking a huge play here, but I'm not going to lay the 168. I think it was when I looked here. Give me Baltimore on the run line, and I'm taking the over as well.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I know another run line that people have been running to the window on is Royals and Rockies here. Royals with Reagan's on the mound here tonight, and you would think that the Royals will have some opportunities to be able to score some runs here. The total is 10.5 here, Kurtz. Freeland, by the way, it's the most remarkable split I've ever seen. He's 1,000,000 times better in Coors than he is on the road. That's where he gets crushed. But he's home here tonight. Do you trust the Royal bats enough to be able to get to him and score enough runs to win by the run line here?
Yeah, I do. I think runs will be scored. My problem is this. Right? I got to go with the Reagan's. His first start in Coors. Reagan's, I think I would love him any place else. If this game was in Kansas City, I would love him. It's in Coors. That can sometimes get in your head, right? That you're pitching in Coors Field, the high altitude ball flies, got to keep it low, can't put the ball in the air, that sort of thing. So I just don't know with the young pitcher how he'll do here his first start in Coors. So tough for me to bank on him. But yes, I mean, I want to go the over. But then again, we didn't get the over the last couple of games in Colorado with Milwaukee, right? Thought we would. We didn't. Sort of paid for it there. You mentioned Freeland pitches well in Coors Field. Reagan's is a good young pitcher here, so tough to just blindly do this here. So I decided to lay off this game, mainly because I've lost the last two games in Colorado as well here, so I'm a little annoyed. But Coors Field still plays towards the over, but not like it used to. This is not like 3-4 years ago before the humidor, whatever the hell they're doing with these baseballs, where it's ping pong playing out there. So it's a little bit more cautious here. I'm going to lay off this game, see what happens, but. If I had to, it would be the over and Kansas City on the run line.
Yeah, me too. I just think that the Royals, this is a good spot for them. The Rockies do not hit well against lefties, and Reagan's is one of the better ones. So I think they'll be able to get to Freeland before they can get to Reagan's for sure. One other late night game is interesting. You mentioned the Brewers, and they're taking on the Dodgers. Glass now. Didn't have a great outing last time out. I just don't know that the Dodgers should be this big a favorite. Savale, via the Tampa Bay Rays, who traded him to Milwaukee this week, he'll get the start. What do we have enough faith in the Dodgers? I mean, the Brewers are crushing it, absolutely crushing it. What are we going to get in this one here tonight?
I think Glasnow, you mentioned, he got wrecked his last start out against San Fran, right? I mean, he was terrible. Anyway, you look at it, he was bad here. Dodgers coming over a couple of embarrassing losses to the Diamondbacks, right? A team that always seems to have their number. I think they're a little angry tonight. I think they get back on track. I think Glasnow will pitch a gem tonight. I think he'll shut Milwaukee down. The bats will wake up tonight. They'll score some home runs. We heard from Jack behind the glass there that it's Ohtani's birthday tonight. Maybe you want to play an anytime home run prop for him. As I was mentioning, I think Ohtani might hit a home run. Sure, I'd love to play the prop, but we're not getting enough value on Ohtani's home run prop. Same with Aaron Judge now. It's plus 175, somewhere around there. It's just not enough for an anytime home run. I mean, even by average, they're going to hit a home run once every 3 games here. So it's a little crazy that they make that so low. But they don't want us to bet that anymore. It's really what it is here. But I'm on the Dodgers on the run line, though. Now, you want to take them on the money line, you got to parlay that with somebody. And there are options out there to parlay it. You can definitely find that. But I'll take it on the run line. Maybe we also, Savali, by the way, we're going to trade you to Milwaukee in your first start in Chavez Ravine. Well, isn't that funny? Have fun there. Yeah. Maybe we want to get some total base props. Little Freddie Freeman over 2 bases. Certainly could go that direction. That's even probably better right now for me than the home run props.
We got maybe the pitching battle of the night going on here in Atlanta, right? You got the Phillies, Nola on the mound. You got Fried going for the Braves. Both guys certainly more than capable of handling a couple of lineups who just have not been good lately. And we know why for the Phillies. Everyone's hurt, but Atlanta is just underperformed ridiculous at this particular point. minus 135, 136. Do we trust Atlanta? It feels like all the value is on the dog here in Philadelphia here to be able to get the Freed before they get the Nola.
The problem is everybody's hurt on Philadelphia, right? I mean, no Harper, no Schwarber, no Real Muto. So they still have plenty of other bats. You got Turner, you got Baum, you got Marsh. You have plenty of other bats there. So you can still hit here. And Nola is not always good. You know, sometimes he does lay eggs here. You know, so he's not quite that guy. I do trust Freed more than I trust Nola. That's where I'm going with that. Trusting the Braves as a whole sometimes can be, because their offense can be shut down. For what it's worth, they did pick up Eddie Rosario today from the Washington Nationals, who DFA'd him. So he's back in the minor leagues. We'll see if they bring him up. So I do trust the Braves more here than I do the Phillies, mainly because of the injuries and because I don't know what Nola's going to do. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table tonight. Maybe good, maybe not. And I trust Freed will be good. So give me the Braves tonight over the Phillies.
Oh, liking the Braves over the Phillies at home. And then you got to wonder, is like, so are we going to get hits tonight? Is the Braves team total worth taking a look at? I don't trust Philadelphia's bullpen. A lot of question marks in that spot with both of those teams. But we do get, in just a couple of minutes, Yankees, Red Sox, nothing better than that. George Kurtz, we appreciate the time as always. Enjoy the evening. Game Time Decisions will be back after this.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible. So I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on this Friday as we look to close out this first hour. Much more still to get to coming up. A lot more Major League Baseball to talk about here. Really do love some of these weekend games coming up. We got 3 WNBA games on tap. We did mention earlier we've got some Wimbledon going on here, and that will certainly be a big focus here over the weekend as the man who was the top favorite there, Carlos Alcaraz, got by the skin of his teeth there by Francis Tiafoe earlier today. There was a lot of chatter about how he was on the ropes, but he did come back and get it done. As you can see, Skinner right there behind him as far as the favorites go. Also, Coco Gauff in the mix here on the women's side, and just about a lot of very familiar names still on both sides here as Wimbledon competes. And really, the bigger shock really happened in the opening round with Vondrousova, who was last year's women's singles champion. And, of course, she got bounced out in the first round. And the rest has gone pretty chalky to a certain degree. But you still have opportunities to jump in on either side, men's or women's side here, as there's plenty more matches getting going here tonight as well as Saturday and Sunday. We also have an update at the John Deere Classic for you. As we had mentioned, Hayden Springer, who collectively came out of nowhere yesterday to shoot a 59, the second 59 in the last 3 weeks on the PGA Tour. And, oh, yeah, by the way, just the 14th sub-60 round in PGA Tour history. And, wow, you go from 59, and he is right now only 1 under on his day here. So it looks as if it's starting to set in for him that, wow, I cannot believe that I actually shot a 59. He is 1 under on the day, 13 under for the tournament. CT Pan, Aaron Rai remain up at the top here at 14 under par. And unless something crazy happens, as Hayden Springer is still on the golf course, unless something crazy is going to happen the last couple of holes here, he played the back nine first. He's now on the front nine. He is playing the 5th hole, and he has gone back-to-back bogeys right now in the 3rd and 4th hole, which has kind of dampened his spirits a little bit. So not great for Hayden Springer, but that is very much in play, and it could very well still be anybody's tournament here come this weekend. And even though we are certainly going to be looking at probably another 20 under, which will be what wins it when it's all said and done. So another birdie fest is what we got going on here. And, yep, it's going to be a fun weekend there. It's going to be a fun WNBA schedule here tonight, as we've got the Wings coming up here shortly. They are going to be taking on the Atlanta Dream. That's going to kick off at 7:30 here. You also have the Chicago Sky going to be taking on the Seattle Storm, and the Las Vegas Aces, who just seem to have righted the ship in a big way. They're going to be taking on the LA Sparks. That is coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern time here. Anything with Chicago and Seattle, though, also feels like we should be betting the over at 161 and a half. Also wouldn't mind the Angel Reese over 12 and a half rebounds prop. Not a bad look there, as she is an absolute rebound machine. And I do think that total's a little bit high there for Las Vegas taking on the LA Sparks. The Sparks are just, what's the word I'm looking? Yeah, they're terrible. And you're going to need the Aces to do a lot of that heavy lifting, but they're on the second night of a back-to-back, leaving Vegas, now coming to LA here. I don't like overs in back-to-back sets, especially for teams that are supposed to be doing the heavy lifting of scoring here. No doubt the Aces will win, but yeah, I'd much rather look at the under in that one coming up tonight. All right, we got much more Major League Baseball to talk here. We are underway with the Mets and Pirates. We'll get you caught up with it all when Game Time Decisions is back for another hour next here on the Grid.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage
gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
It was nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in. It is Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. A very happy Friday. Hope it has been a profitable last couple of days here as we head into a holiday weekend for most, little 4-day weekend for many. I mean, that would be fantastic, and certainly hope you enjoy it. I think there's some great Major League Baseball action here tonight that we absolutely need to keep an eye on, and nobody better to kick off the hour with than our good friend Eric Lindquist hanging out, joining us. No doubt he likes a few of these Major League Baseball games going here tonight. And Eric, the Mets just blew another opportunity here into a double play to get out. But what did you think of Skeens tonight? His K, I think, was 7.5, which felt very realistic. Do you like Pittsburgh's chances against the Mets with him on the mound?
I hated this baseball game. Pretty much everything that had to do with it. 8.5 ended up being the closing number as we were looking at it.
What?
Paul Skeens strikeouts almost shorted it. Yeah, 8.5. It jumped up to 8.5 a number of different places, and it was kind of buoying back and forth with 7.5. It just felt so shaky. I mean, he's been incredible. Probably the best 22-year-old prospect that we've seen in ages, absolute ages. Love everything about him, but I hate everything about those numbers that we were looking at. Only one outing where he's had less than 7 strikeouts so far in his big league career. He's also dating Livy Dunn, so shout out Livy Dunn. That's like a requirement whenever I do segments where you can't negate a guy who's got Livy Dunn in his corner, that's for sure. So shout out Paul Skeens. Life is good for him.
Yeah, we learned also that Jared Jones is on the shelf with a lat strain here. Should we be looking at Skeens in the Rookie of the Year conversation in that market here? I guess the only thing we got to worry about is he going to pitch enough come the end of, or really August and September for that matter.
Yeah, that's my huge concern with him is that we just saw Jones skip a start. They skipped a start, and that kind of set off some red flags there. But Pittsburgh could be doing the very same thing here shortly. I doubt that they can make a lot of moves here at the deadline to go out and acquire anything to be competitive. I don't think they will be competitive this time around. They could buy all in at the beginning of next year, perhaps, and just back Jones if he stays healthy, back Skeens, back this pitching staff. But otherwise, such a tough ask. I can't imagine that I would want to be dabbling at these short of numbers.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you there. We do have a couple of very interesting games heading into the weekend here, Eric. And the pitching matchup, I can't think of two lineups I trust less with their aces going here. You got Fried on the mound for Atlanta. You got Nola for Philly. But what are we going to get from these two lineups is the big question. I can't believe we're even saying that about the Phillies and Atlanta at this point.
Yeah, Atlanta's been 23rd in baseball with a 88 WRC plus over the course of the last 30 days. It is incredible the fall from grace that Atlanta's lineup has had. They're just not finding ways to generate runs. Jared Kelenich's actually been pretty good as a leadoff hitter, and it's the other pieces. I mean, Austin Riley's starting to come alive a little bit. Matt Olson is hitting the ball hard, but at people, that's not ideal for baseball. You need to start seeing some run production sooner rather than later from Atlanta. Keep the line moving, but I actually like the under of this entire baseball game. It is, another good hitting spot, I suppose, in Atlanta there. Wind slightly blowing out to left, 87 degrees at first pitch. Pretty standard this time of year for Atlanta, but we're talking about Fried. We're talking about Aaron Nola. I think just the experience that both of them have against the lineups that are stuttering. Philly without their two big boppers in Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber here. I think that under of 7.5 is something I'm actually going to be tangoing with despite the good weather.
Ooh. All right, so what is there any world, and I think this goes off here in about 5 minutes or so, is there any world where Reese Olson actually wins a game for Detroit? I don't know. Every time he pitches, they lose. So 13 out of 16 is a head-scratching on the road against the Reds. What do you think we're going to get in this one here?
Well, you're hopefully going to get Reese Olson doing what he's continually done, sub 3.5 ERA, sub 3.5 expected ERA, across the board looking solid, across the board constantly just giving them good outings. Wins are random from time to time. A team backs a certain pitcher well for whatever reason, but for the most part, it still ends up being kind of a random phenomenon and not something that's crazy explainable. We've seen that with some Yankees and Mets teams here in recent years as well, where they just pick and choose a specific guy to potentially just not show up for. That's been the case here for Reese Olson. Yet another game I like the under, though. We've got a 9.5 there. I jumped in on that one as well. I think you're going to probably see a little bit more of a pitching duel than you might expect here. Not a ton of lefties that you have to be all that concerned about on the Detroit side. Colt Keith and Riley Green out there going up against, a pretty unknown factor there in Carson Spears. But Reese Olson has no doubt been outperforming expectations, low expected ISO against lefties and righties. Feel pretty good about that number.
What are we doing? It's watching Kyle Freeland's numbers home road is hilarious. Because you would think like this is a misprint. Like this says that he's much better at home than he is on the road. Well, that's because he is here. This feels, I don't know. I mean, I love Reagan's first time pitching at Coors Field. Do we trust the Royals enough to be able to get the Freeland before the Rockies get the Reagans?
I am on the Colorado side. I bought in at plus 160, now plus 152. It's a disturbing fact. And it's not because of Kyle Freeland at home, because he's only had 2 home starts, 11 innings pitched. You want to point those numbers out, 175 batting average, 1.64 ERA. Oh, yeah, I've been awesome at home, but just 2 starts. I'm not minding much out of that. It has more to do with this being the first start for a high-caliber pitcher, the likes of which, there's no doubt Cole Reagans is. He's that guy. 3.33 ERA, 1.17 whip. But what is his changeup, which have lower RPMs generally on them? They don't spin as much. I don't know how it's going to play in altitude, but I'm getting a really good price to find out with a lot of righties involved in the best hitters park in baseball. So I think the variance for this spot goes up considerably. So in handicapping, it felt pretty good about getting that opening number on Colorado.
Yeah, no, it's that's going to be interesting to see how that rolls here tonight. Welcome to the altitude, Cole Reagans. Let's see how that works for you. So speaking of unders tonight, did you like the under with Baltimore and Oakland in this spot here? It felt like this might be a chore to get over at 8.5 here with these two teams. I mean, Suarez has been phenomenal, right? But do we trust the lineups to smack the ball around and get us an over in this game tonight?
I hope so. Actually, this is probably my favorite betting game on the entire board. It's 71 degrees at first pitch in Oakland, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's about 5-6 degrees difference of what we're getting generally around July, even at first pitch. So a little bit warmer, winds blowing out. The stadium is built to prevent some of that wind from affecting it as much, but there are some very long numbers. I want you to just guess, Joe, what Gunnar Henderson to hit a home run is tonight.
Oh, God. What are the 3-1? What do we got him tonight? +2 for what are they even managing?
Plus 625 at Caesars Sportsbook. I don't understand these numbers. Everybody on my card, I'm going straight through this entire Baltimore lineup. It's not yet out, but Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Santander, Mountcastle, Westberg. We're talking about a top 3 offense in baseball against lefties. Hogan Harris is a gas can. The wind's blowing out. And this lineup is in fuego. These prices are asinine, in my opinion. So absolutely invest in some hitter props on the Baltimore side. Looked at the team totals, wasn't as interested in those. I'm looking for some solo shots. Shout out. That one specifically, left on left, don't care. Give me anything that's over plus 600 for Mr. Gunnar Henderson.
I absolutely love it. Ohtani's birthday, home run tonight?
Oh, gosh. The most square plays that there has ever been. I'm sure he does it. Just,
And of course.
Probably going to. He's very good. It's also Austin Hayes' birthday. Austin Hayes, Baltimore Orioles. He's going to go yard.
There we see. We just put together 2 home run props. So you like that? Doesn't get any more square. Eric Lindquist, we appreciate it, brother. Enjoy the night. Cash those tickets. Game Time Decisions continues.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. And, boy, we're in for a treat here. A total flashback happened as we welcome in Dane Martinez, my brother from another mother. It has been a while, my friend. I'm so glad that you can hop on with us here tonight on Game Time Decisions, one of the original founding members here. Of when SportsGrid actually went live, and Dane and I were the original early line, in fact, only we don't do it like these guys where, Ben Stevens and Donnie, they only get, it's like 8 o'clock. We had to be up at 5 o'clock to do his show. So, we actually had to be the early line, my friend. But there is no doubt, and I know some things will never change. You're still a diehard Yankee guy, and it must pain you to see what you have seen from these guys over the last couple of weeks. And now they got the dreaded Red Sox in the Bronx. So tell me what your thoughts on this Yankees team now, and what do you think we're going to get?
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting series, right, to be sure, against the Boston Red Sox this weekend. But honestly, Joe, I feel pretty good. If you told me that for 2.5 months without Garrett Cole, they'd have the most wins in the American League, I'd sign up for it. I didn't think that Clark Schmidt was going to pitch well. I didn't think Rodon would bounce back the way he did. I didn't think Luis Gil would strike out like 12 guys an outing, which he was, but now we're starting to see the injury bug come back, right? Like I mentioned, Schmidt on the IL, Rodon's been rocked the last few times around. Stanton, it was only a matter of time. I actually thought that he was playing well for a little while. That Judge got banged up. So it's kind of this rough patch. But again, if going through the rough patch, we are still the second best team in the American League, I'll take it. All that matters is that I've got 3 starting pitchers that I can rely on come October. I need Garrett Cole and 2 other guys come a series in October because my offense is going to be there. You've seen this, Joe. I mean, Juan Soto gets on like 7 times a game.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. We watched Tampa do it last year where they were so good early and won so many games early in the season that after the All-Star break, they couldn't hit work. They fell off boat, but still made the playoffs. And I'm with you. I think the Yankees are playing with house money here. But what are we going to make of this Red Sox team? Because we got, 2.5 weeks before the trade deadline? Are they players? I didn't think they were going to be this good. I took their win total under. What do you think of this Red Sox team?
So it's interesting, right, Joe? I mean, I think this is the time of season where everybody has to really be honest with themselves. Look themselves in the mirror and understand, are they buyers or are they sellers? And listen, you said it from the beginning, right? Yes, I am a Yankee fan, but I think if the Red Sox were truly honest with themselves, if they looked in the mirror, they would say that no, this is not a contending team, right? They've had some good outings. Guys like Bello, guys like Cutter Crawford have been decent, maybe have overperformed a little bit, but this is not a team that can hang with the Yankees or the O's in the East, that can hang with the teams that come out of the West, or even a team like Cleveland, which has been a godsend. Did you see that the ballpark in Cleveland, they did some construction, and all of a sudden now there's a wind tunnel out to right? They've already hit more home runs than they did all of last year. So to answer your question, Joe, I think it's been a nice little run from Boston, but they have to acknowledge who they truly are, and it would not behoove them to try and buy and go for it. If anything, they should sell some of their pieces and kick the can down the road, in this Yankee fan's opinion.
I agree 100%. We all know it's going to come down to Baltimore and the Yankees down the stretch on who wins it. But I don't think either team cares about winning the East as much as let's just secure getting to the playoffs, and everybody moves on for there. Right? It's a lot more confident in the American League East with those 2 teams. I have no idea who's going to win the West here, Dan. And yet you've got teams like Texas. They're not, obviously, the champs are not living up to expectations. Played a lot of baseball last year. Can they make a second half comeback? Have we slept too long on the Astros? Who is your winner of the American League West here when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I think that's a good point to bring up, right? They're one of the few divisions where I can see the team that's in first place now here on July 4th getting caught. I don't necessarily believe in the Seattle Mariners. I don't believe in that offense. Julio Rodriguez has had an off year so far. You see Houston starting to warm up with the weather. You know they're going to be there. But you mentioned the Texas Rangers, and I think the Rangers are really, really interesting, Joe. There's so much young talent, guys like Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, another young stud who's on the IL right now. He's going to be working his way back. But I said it at the beginning, Joe. To me, the most important thing is the top end of your rotation. And Texas is going to get some horses back here in the second half. I think Scherzer has already come back. And then forget about the trade deadline. They're going to have, Jacob deGrom come back at some point in this second half. And I think Texas, they are still, kind of far back of Seattle and Houston right now, but they're the kind of team that if they got into the tournament, they would have the starting pitching that I'm talking about. They have the young bats that I'm talking about, and a lot of that young talent saw what it was like last year in the playoffs. So I actually do like Texas and Houston to potentially surpass Seattle out west.
Yeah, Seattle is a team that they just can't hit. I can't trust you if you can't score runs because you're not really that good defensively or in the bullpen or you're starting pitching. Even though Castillo is going tonight, which is going to be interesting, he has been lit up like a Christmas tree here all year long. And it's like, what happened to him? But he's taken on Toronto and Gausman, who has also been lit up like a Christmas tree this year. So what do we do with this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually on the over in this one to your point. Gausman in his last 4 starts, his ERA has gone up from 4 to like 4.75, and Castillo's no better. On the other side, Castillo's given up 19 runs in his last 21 innings as well. And you add to this, the Toronto bullpen is one of the worst in the American League. They are pitching to a 4.80 ERA. So you put all that together, I know runs are not usually scored out there in the Pacific Northwest, but I am taking the over 7 for Blue Jays Mariners tonight.
Yeah, listen, that ballpark is not conducive to hitters, but I am with you. These two pitchers are definitely conducive to hitters. They'll make bad hitters look really, really good. So I'm with you on that one. I also think the National League West is fascinating with the injuries to the Dodgers. You got a huge game tonight with Arizona and the Padres. We'll get Dane's thoughts on all of it when Game Time Decisions continues here on the Grid.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible. So I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back. Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. A very happy Friday to you. Dane Martinez back in the saddle with us here for another segment. And Dane, I think we do have a run finally. Mets on top of the Pirates, 1-0. Listen, this is in your backyard here. And the question of the day has been, the Mets kind of played themselves in June back into the conversation. You see them buying or selling come the end of this month?
It's interesting. Grimace notwithstanding, right? Like this run has changed the dynamic and the question for you. I thought they were going to be pure sellers, right? Obviously, the Alonso question hangs over Citi Field and has for the last year and a half. But even outside of that, if they wanted to sell, there are some pieces that are, on expiring deals. Bats like JD Martinez, for example, the arm that's going tonight, Luis Severino. They've got bullpen pieces as well. A guy like an Ottavino that could be, another extra arm in a pen. So I'd say the same thing that I would say when you asked me about the Red Sox. I think the Mets have to realize that no, they're not true contenders. They're behind two true contenders in the National League East in Atlanta and Philadelphia, who has been so hot they are sweating steam right now. I still think you have to realize they are behind those teams in the National League East, and they can get a haul for some of their pieces. I don't necessarily think they're going to move Alonso, and it's great that they're up 1-0 in Pittsburgh right now, but ultimately, I think they need to sell as well.
Yeah, I think the next couple of weeks for sure. They got a limited window here. I think Cohen will spend it, but he's got to be convinced that he sees enough that he's going to think it's worth it here because he doesn't want the Yankees to have all the headlines there. We got a battle here tonight out west. 106 wins was the Dodger win total before the season started. And how many things have to go well for a team to win over 106 games is hysterical. They're taking on the Brewers. I still don't know that I trust the starting pitching. I think this is a very top-heavy lineup here, but they should win the West, right? Shouldn't be a question.
I think they should win the West. I think Glasnow, who's going, I believe, tonight, has a shot of winning the NL Cy Young. I think he leads the league in strikeouts. You're going to get the run support. He's going to have that win-loss record, as it were. You're right. They don't got to worry about the NL West, right? They have to worry about when they're in the dance against a team like Atlanta, against a team like Philadelphia. But here's what I'll also say. I've been talking about a lot of teams that are going to be sellers, in my opinion, in the next month. One team I think might be buyers are the San Diego Padres, Joe. They are a team that I think can stack up against the Dodgers. They certainly don't fear them. They've had this quasi-rivalry for the last few years, so they're not, scared of the mystique or the aura, as Curt Schilling would say. They have bats that can hit anybody. They've already been active getting Luis Ariz, getting Dylan Cease in the offseason. They would pull the trigger. And to be quite honest, I think they need, if anything, maybe another corner infield bat and a guy like Vladdy Guerrero Jr. You talk about the White Sox, who are obviously selling a guy like Garrett Crochet, so I think the Padres are going to be active, and if they make moves, they are a team that I think could be built from October, and they ain't scared of the Dodgers out west.
But it's slow start for Arizona, slow start for the Padres to start the year, but it seems like they have both figured some things out. Machado's hitting now. You got a couple of gas can pitchers on the mound. I trust the San Diego bullpen more than I trust Arizona. At home, what are we doing in this one?
If anything, I would go under for the strikeout prop of the Arizona starter, this guy Ciccone. The Padres have like the second lowest strikeout rate in all of Major League Baseball. This is a contact team. Guys like Profar, guys like Ariz, they are not striking out. When teams are facing the Padres, I usually look to the under on the strikeout prop, and that's what I'm doing with this kid Ciccone tonight. He's got a little bit, I think it's like 4.5, and that's juiced up because of where he did in the minors, but he's had only one start in the major leagues, I think, and he only had 2 strikeouts. Under on the strikeout prop for tonight and most games against San Diego, Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there too. They make contact, and this rookie Merrill, man, he keeps hitting the way he's hitting. It's going to be an interesting conversation. We were asking earlier here with Paul Skeens going tonight, is he the rookie of the year if he pitches through the end of the year?
Yeah, I don't know how many innings he's going to get, but it's been a market up and down. You mentioned Merrill. Yamamoto could come back. There's Skeens, his boy Jared Jones on Pittsburgh. A lot of options, but if you put me to it, Paul Skeens will win the NL Roy.
Yeah, he's think about it. He is going to look so good in a Yankee uniform in a couple of years. Dane Martinez.
It's like Garrett Cole, right?
I'm exactly correct. It's the farm team. Didn't you realize that, Pirates fans? Dane Martinez, a pleasure, brother. Enjoy the weekend. Game Time Decisions continues here on the Grid.
gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
It was nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on this Friday, the SportsGrid Network. I'm Joe Raineri. Appreciate you stopping by, getting ready for a great weekend here as Major League Baseball. Now, even though Major League Baseball is past the halfway point, we all know that the betting public usually considers the All-Star break as the midway point. But we are past that point. We do have about 2.5 weeks left before we get to the trade deadline. So this is, and of course, that week of the 14th, 13th, 14th is going to be the All-Star weekend. So this week leading up, this next 7 days, and then a handful of days coming out of the All-Star game, these are really important spots for some teams here to decide whether or not they have been playing well enough to play themselves into the conversation, like what the New York Mets have done over the last month, or are they playing their way out of the conversation where maybe it's just time to hit the reset button? We have questions about a number of those teams, including the Boston Red Sox, who were at Yankee Stadium here tonight. Listen, nobody saw them having, 47-39 at this point? I took their their total wins for the season under 79.5. I did not like this starting pitching. I did not like the bullpen. I thought the offense was going to be spotty at best. And I was wrong through the first half of this season. They've gotten great starting pitching, but more importantly, they have a top 5 bullpen. And I don't know that anybody saw that coming, but will it last? And I think this is going to be a very important series and a very important final 2 weeks here, where the Red Sox also have to decide, are they going to be players or are they going to be sellers? That's going to be the big question here. But they are underway in the Bronx. Nasty Nestor on the mound in the top of I believe they're in the top of the third inning. They are flying there right now. Nothing there. We welcome in the man taking over at the top of the hour, Mr. Dave Sherapin in the house. And I swear if I was a betting man, I would have bet on Paul Skeens Day. Dave Sherapin might have been busting out some pirate gear, and I would have been spot on here. But the Mets are kind of hitting the ball pretty well right now with them here. They're up 1-0 in this one here, Dave. What were you on the Pirates?
They are, yeah. We need under.
Yes.
They moved. A big steam came this afternoon on the Pirates. Opening number was around 120, 125. And, oh, man, the catcher just got hit with a pitch. And I think it was
he got
99 or 100. But I don't know. Oh, man, that has to hurt. I
That's
saw
gonna
you out
hurt,
on the boat yesterday, Joe. You look great.
Yes.
You got a little sun.
Yes.
Do you drive the boat or were you out just fishing?
No. I drive the boat. Yep. Cruise right out. Then we have this little thing, like a area that's off the ocean, like where it's a sandbar. Gets the low tide, so you can pull the boat right up and hang out with a bunch of other boaters. And it was a mess. It was a mess, and then we had a couple of control burns last night on some trees and things. But other than that, we were fully prepared, fire extinguishers and all for the celebration. But it was good. How much time did you spend outside yesterday in the 128 degrees you have there?
It is so hot here. We got out early. It was so hot here. We did fireworks night at the ballpark the night before at the Aviators game. And then it was one of those, I literally said to my wife, I went out and did a walk in the morning, and then I came back and I said, kids are still sleeping. Let's take a ride. Mount Charleston is about 25 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1:12 when I left the house, and 25 minutes later, 7,650 feet high elevation. I got out of the car and it was 86. You want to talk about a 25-minute, 86 never felt so good. So I just stood there and stared at the mountain and did a little walk up there and hung out. Then I came back and I don't know. The fireworks by the people, like the neighborhoods and everything, it's getting out of control. One, it scares the crap out of the dog. And it just goes on and on and on. But we were at a party.
Yep.
They caught a couple palm trees on fire. You want to talk about how fast that palm tree go? Whew, torched. Kind of like
it's like a dead Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I even saw that last night. One guy didn't have any fireworks, but he went to the back of his house and ripped out a dead Christmas tree, threw it in a garbage can, and lit it up. And it must have, I got to tell you, it took all of 8 seconds before that thing lit up, hence getting lit up like a Christmas tree. That was a little crazy there. But
it's like, that's
we
what
are
Sonny
getting
Gray's doing
fireworks.
right now. Sonny Gray must
No,
be
I was going to say.
Right?
I didn't
Corbin
see
Day.
this at all.
Everybody's against Corbin.
I didn't see this.
He got a 4-0 lead in the second.
I didn't see this.
One of those games.
Yes.
In the third, I'm sorry. 4-0, bottom of 3.
Nope.
And
and it's not like a cheesy home run. They have 6 hits. It's 6 hits in the third inning. The Nats are just beating him all over the place right now. That is not something I saw coming. And I don't trust the Cardinals lineup against the lefty Corbin to make any sort of comeback here. But I did not see that. Were you looking at? There's a delay now at the Yankee game. Must be weather rolling in. But they had made it through 3 innings quickly. They've only 1 hit in the game. That was by Boston. But nothing in this one. Nobody wants to seem to hit the ball with these two teams in this one.
No, 1 hit for the Red Sox, no hits yet for the Yankees. And you know from the past 20 years, this is usually a 4-hour affair. Red Sox Yankees always used to be a long game. We'd sit in the book every time they would meet and know it was going to be a long whatever time, and we dreaded it being on Sunday Night Baseball because you knew you were going to be there forever. But no, this game's flying by. And how could Cortez, Nestor, you would think, Boston live to me and under.
Yes.
A lot of unders. Like I looked at the board today and I went, that game's probably going under. That game's probably going under. Major League Baseball's got a runs problem right now. And I don't know how much it's going to contribute tonight in Pittsburgh, but it's 2-0 Mets going to the bottom of the 4th. And Severino looks pretty good. He looks.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know.
Yes. But we also know that looks could be deceiving, and this could melt down as they go along. And that's the other thing with the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry at Yankees. Listen, very, very crazy things happen in this rivalry at Yankee Stadium, especially after the fifth inning. So buckle up. This is going to be a very interesting night. And I do think, too, there's a couple of games out west, Dave, that are going to be interesting, including where I don't know who we trust less, Toronto or Seattle, to put up enough runs to win the game. I'm curious because Gausman can't be trusted, and neither can Castillo tonight. It feels like a dead under, or am I missing something?
No, I think it's an under. There's a couple books that are still at 7.5, which is really surprising. But that was one that I have circled for later to discuss. We could discuss it right now. I think it is a dead under. There's not too many teams struggling to score runs more than Seattle. They are really, like moving Rodriguez around in the lineup as low as 6 the other night. So, yeah, I really like that game under. I don't know who, like, if I got to pick a side, I think I'm picking Toronto, believe it or not. I love Castillo, and I really like Seattle, but it's Toronto for the side.
I would only look Toronto in the first 5 because I don't trust that bullpen as far as I can throw it here. We'll give you an update with some of these games underway when we get back here. Game Time Decisions on the SportsGrid Network.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible. So I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. Dave Sherpin with us here. He'll be taking over top of the hour for a little in-game live grind time on this Friday. And Dave did a amazing mush job of Luis Severino here, as he said how good Severino looked here just about 4 minutes ago, and now, since you guys have been gone, we've allowed not one but 2 solo home runs in the bottom of this inning. So 2-2, Dave, bottom of the 4th. Is that what we're looking at?
2-2, bottom of the 4th. The place is packed.
Boom.
It's a big weekend in Pittsburgh. I can't believe it when you look at the standings. I mean, these two teams are separated by 1 win. 41 for the Pirates, 42 for the Mets. Right there. So competitive game. and the Pirates close as a favorite. Tellez hits a homer, you're out in between. Sawinski hits a homer, good to go. Tie 2-2, just like that. Put it right on Severino. Here we go. We're small favorites now. Is this right? Let me just double check.
No,
okay.
Did it flip that much?
Well, it's minus 120 at one book on the Mets.
Ooh.
And minus 115 on both sides at another book that I'm looking at right now. So that's it. Out of the fourth, Mets become the favorite. Now, with a tie game going to the fifth, whoever's batting is the favorite, as long as it stays tied.
Yes.
So it will flip back and forth.
Yep.
So if you like the Pirates, bet them now. If you like the Mets, grab it before they start to hit or get on base, or wait and gamble that they don't score, and then you'll get a plus when the Pirates come to bat. I prefer the home teams in this situation.
Yes.
As we get closer to the end, you see the way these games end with the extra innings and all this other stuff. By the way, I wanted to ask you, were you paying any attention to the soccer earlier? Because we got to talk about, is it okay to end these big tournaments, these games, on penalty kicks? I mean, they play all this time. I don't know a better way to do it because those guys are gassed and they're tired. I don't know what else to do. It just seems crushing. I mean, not to the team that wins, but France advances on PK. They haven't scored a goal in the regular time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that
a solution for that? No, there's not. And, that's why, hey, goaltending doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Because that's basically, is there any more, I guess the pressure really is unbelievable. You got guys that are gassed who just ran up and down the field for what? Basically 120 minutes trying to score. And then you ask them to still be good enough to be able to fake out a goalie who, for the most part, in those penalty kicks is guessing the most
100%.
part. And that's where scouting comes into play, because every one of these guys, like poker players, Dave, every one of them has a tell on where they like to go with the ball and what the move is. And that's really what it's all about. The goaltender is knowing where the guy likes to go with it and trying to time it and guess it. And let's face it, how many times we watched it here today, guys just flat out miss altogether, which is just mind-blowing.
I don't know why more guys don't just look in a corner and look in another corner or whatever, and then just kick it straight. The goal is jumping one way or the other. And I feel like if you approach the ball and just kick it straight, but I mean, I'm not a soccer guy, in full disclosure.
Right.
I had to watch games, especially during the pandemic, and I was back in the book and learn all these different leagues. And I love soccer for what it is. Not a big fan of wagering on it, but took bets on it for years. And people are all over the place with this. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what a fair solution is. I like the extra inning rule in baseball. I think it's meant to put pressure on the defense. It gives the offense an advantage. And ideally, it ends the game in the 10th or the 11th. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. So the penalty kicks do end the soccer, but, man, it's a crushing way to just lose. Like, you play a perfect game and it's 0-0, and then you lose because you didn't it'd be like NFL guys kicking field goals to decide overtime. Can you imagine?
Well,
couldn't happen.
They did have a heck of a shot, Portugal, though, at the very end to be able to get that winning goal, and they didn't get it. And like anything else, it's now here we go, going to a shootout. And good luck, fingers crossed there. And we've seen that a couple of times, right? I think we saw was it France or England a couple of years ago win it all in the World Cup on you got to go to penalty kicks. It is what it is. I mean, how much more can you with those guys? How much more can you play at that particular point? No, that's not going to happen. But Spain and France is going to be pretty good. But it would have been nice to see Cristiano Ronaldo, right, in the finals there. But unfortunately, that will not happen. Spain is not messing around. They handled business in the first game early today, so it should be a heck of a final coming up for the Euro 2024. I'd love to tell you the Copa America and the United States has a great chance. Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, they're out because that team absolutely blows. The good news is they did say today America will be in all likelihood moving on from their embattled coach who nobody thinks deserves the right to be a coach there. 5-0 now, Dave. The Nats over the Cardinals. So things have gone from bad to worse for Sonny Gray in this one, which is kind of just kind of shocking. And wouldn't you know it, look at that. The Tigers 2-0 over the Reds in the top of the third inning. Of course they are. Unbelievable there out in front of Cincinnati. Can't Cincinnati just play the Yankees every game?
Yeah, well, they had a really good series, but then there's always a little bit of a after that. Diamondbacks at Padres. I wanted to talk to you about that. We can, just briefly do it here, but we'll do it in the next segment. I can't believe the Diamondbacks are favored at San Diego. Is that a head scratcher to you? I saw that last night. I went, all right, that number's right. And then all this money, I guess, has come on Arizona. I don't see it. I like San Diego.
I do think a total is in play on that one too. We'll talk about that when we get back here, as we got much more to get to before we close it out here. Game Time Decisions on the Grid. Come back and join us.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible. So I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network. Dave Sherapan in here as we close out this edition. He'll be coming up in just a few minutes here. He'll have you the rest of the way here over the next couple hours for in-game live prime time. Are you with Maddie tonight, or who are you with coming up?
No, it's me and Wetzel tonight. Maddie's still back in Boston, New Hampshire area, so it's me and Wetzel taking you through. I mean, we got a couple really good division games between Arizona, San Diego, Houston, Minnesota coming up. That's an interesting game. Baltimore coming off a nice series. They're at Oakland. Oakland really played well against the Angels. I mean, that might be another live dog. And then, we actually talked about Wimbledon. we talked about a couple other things. A W. I mean, there's a couple of games in a W tonight. So, yeah, we'll have it all covered. Wetzel's fired up. He's ready to go. He's in his home office tonight. So, it's a little early. Like we mentioned, like next week maybe or the week after, like really starting to talk about the college football and like season wins and all that other stuff. It's a little bit soon for that, I think, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the problem is we'll say that. How much longer can we say that before? Oh, look at that! We're 2 weeks away from college football starting.
Yeah.
It'll be here before we know it. I mean, we're already halfway past the Major League Baseball season right now. So the All-Star break is after the halfway point. So before we know it, August will be here. Training camps will begin in the NFL, and then it'll be football all the time. So enjoy it tonight, including Padres and Diamondbacks. It feels like a over to me. And I feel the first 5 over, because I do like the Padres bullpen in this one, but it certainly feels like both Vasquez and Ciccone should provide enough opportunity for both these teams to be able to score early and often. Yes.
Agree 100%. Arizona just came off a nice series against the Dodgers. The lineup's hitting. Game looks, screams over. But look, Milwaukee going to the Dodgers. Milwaukee's been one of the best teams in baseball that nobody's talking about. This might be the best price that you'll get Milwaukee all season long. So, yeah, we'll talk about all that. You're looking good. I'm glad to see you. Happy Coast 4th. And keep up the good work.
Well, we'll be back again. My man, Dave Sharapan, coming up with Scotty Wetzel. All right, get out of here for Wetzel has a heart attack, and then he puts you in the black cloud play of the day. All right, so we have an update here coming up in Major League Baseball. The Yankee and Red Sox game is currently in a rain delay. They are anticipating that they'll be back ready to go here within a half hour. It looks like this will pass here. It doesn't look like anything long-term at Yankee Stadium. But currently nothing in that game, with only one hit so far, as the Red Sox and the Yankees having a hard time getting to the pitching there. We'll see if that continues. The Cardinals did just get a couple of runs off of Patrick Corbin to make this somewhat of a game now. 5-2 Nats on top. Sonny Gray is getting lit up by the Washington Nationals right now. Kind of crazy. Also, the Tigers have jumped out in front of the Reds at the Great American Ballpark. This is one of the things that drives you crazy about the Cincinnati Reds at the Great American Ballpark. They should be much better than what they are right now, and they're losing to a team that really can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. But 2-0, still coming up to the 4th inning there. The White Sox have now jumped out in front of the Marlins, 1-0 in that one. Interesting. And I do believe the Mets and Pirates is a game a lot of us are going to be tuned into here. They are into, it looks like, the bottom of the 5th inning. Pirates coming up. It is still 2-2. They do have a runner in scoring position here. But Dave Sharapan, Scotty Wetzel coming up. They'll cover that game for you, and a great slate of games coming up in the 8 o'clock hour as well here. I know the Astros Twins is going to be good. Can the Rangers get back on track again after a loss yesterday? They're taking on the rejuvenated Tampa Bay Rays, and the Royals and the Rockies will be going at it. So a lot of baseball left here tonight. Game Time Decisions will be back again tomorrow. Little Saturday morning edition for you. Until then, enjoy the rest of the games tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, and good luck.